What's up, Heroscapers? Thanks for tuning into A Hero's Escape, your place for all things Heroscape. Today I've got another tier list video for you. This time it's Wave 9 Black Moon Siege from 2009. Now, someone let me know in the comments. I don't remember if this was actually done by Wizards of the Coast or if we're still on the Milton Bradley days with this set. But nonetheless, the lore and theme of this one still remains true to Heroscape rather than becoming D&D. We're not quite there yet. But yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and get on with the video. Hey guys, real quick, I do just want to throw in a little ad for my fantasy novel available on Amazon in paperback, hardcover, and ebook. This is called The Price of Renewal, and I have gotten some great reviews on this novel here. If you like Lord of the Rings, if you like Heroscape, if you like Dungeons and Dragons, this is the book for you. It's got all of your typical fantasy tropes combined with a brand new take on these types of stories and a unique and strange sort of plot, which I can't tell you too much about without spoiling, but if you read the synopsis, it will give you all you need to know to see if this is what you would be interested in. This is only $5 in ebook on Amazon, so I would love it if you guys checked it out. Alright, so here we are with the Wave 9 tier list. This is Black Moon Siege, and I do have a couple of these figures, but not too many. I own Atlaga, and I own Brave Arrow. I own, let's see, this one is I'm having an issue here, hold on. This one here is Tolbach Ra. I also have this one, which is Kumiko, but I don't have, strangely enough, Meagle Ironwill. So that's a little strange because it's almost as if I have all the guys from that set, but not that one. Now, I don't remember actually buying this set individually when I was younger, but somehow I got a lot of these units. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started. So the first one is Capuan Gladiators. Now, these are pretty cool to have because they can help out your other gladiator units from previous waves. And they are 3 to the card. They have 1 life each. They move 5 spaces, have a range of 1, attack 3, defense 3 for 70 points. They have Human Gladiator Hero Bonding. Before taking a turn with the Capuan Gladiators, you may first take a turn with any human gladiator hero you control, which if you got that one set that comes with the Nikita agents as well, that comes with 3 human gladiator heroes. They also have the ability Initiative Advantage. If all of your order markers are on Gladiator Army cards, you may add 1 to your initiative roll for every order marker on the Capuan Gladiator's Army card, up to a maximum of +3. I think these guys are pretty good, especially with the Human Gladiator Hero Bonding. You guys know that I love bonding abilities. I think that is just so powerful. But the Initiative Advantage here, while being pretty good, I don't know if it's good enough to bump them super high up on the tier list. So I think these are a solid, maybe a solid B tier. I don't know that they're good enough to be as high as some of the other units with bonding abilities, especially not the orcs. And I say that because the orcs there are so many more orcs in Heroscape. You can have a large orc army as opposed to the gladiators. So that's my opinion on that one. And just remember, everyone, I am not a competitive player, and I have minimal experience trying a lot of these guys out, aside from just some fun games at home with my friends. So a lot of this is me just reading the card and figuring it out. The next one is the Mohican River Tribe. They have 3 to the card, 1 life each, move 5 spaces, range of 6, attack 2 with only 1 defense, and they're worth 70 points. They have the ability Battle Fury. If a Mohican River tribesman is engaged, add 1 to his attack dice and 2 to his defense dice. So that changes everything right there. So essentially, if they're getting shot at from far away, they're not so good. But if they are adjacent, they're a much more powerful unit with that 4 defense and 3 attack. That makes a big difference. For only 70 points. Plus, they have range capabilities on top of that, so it doesn't hurt. They have the ability War Cry. After taking a turn with the Mohican River tribe, if at least 2 Mohican River tribesmen you control are engaged, you may immediately take a turn with 1 unique tribesman hero you control. So, Brave Arrow. These guys, I mean, honestly, they're pretty good. Like, especially so long as they're engaged. This stuff is great. And then they have Concealment 19. If a Mohican River tribesman you control is targeted and receives 1 or more wounds from an attacking figure who is not adjacent, you must roll a 20-sided die. Count the minimum number of space between the attacker and the Mohican River tribesman. Add this number to your die roll. If you roll a 19 or higher, ignore any wounds the Mohican River tribesman just received. Wow. That's just an interesting one, considering it's if they receive a wound, because they would just be dead. But yeah, so they can keep themselves from dying so long as you roll a 19. I think these guys are pretty decent, honestly. And I would definitely say they're better than the Gladiators. But I don't think they're A tier. So that means the Gladiators need to go down to C tier to make way for the Mohican River Tribesmen. Moving on, we are on to the Omnicron Repulsors. 3 of them to the card, 1 life each, move 5, range 7, attack 1, defense 3. These are some crazy stats considering they're only worth 40 points. Now, of course, the attack 1 is nothing too amazing, but, I mean, defense 3 and range 7? Well, let's see what the abilities do here. After moving and before attacking, you must roll a 20-sided die once for each Solborg figure adjacent to any Omnicron repulsors you control. If the figure is a squad figure and you roll a 13 or higher, destroy that figure. Oh, yikes. If the figure is a hero figure and you roll a 16 or higher, that figure receives a wound. Omnicron repulsors are not affected by this ability. Yikes, dude. It doesn't sound like you want to have the Omnicron repulsors with other Solborgs, to be honest. But we'll keep reading. I also just wonder, yeah, it's just so interesting. It's good against enemy Solborgs, but let's see. Targeting Beacon. When attacking a non-adjacent figure, all Solborg figures you control who follow Jondar add 1 die to their attack. If at least 1 Omnicron you control is adjacent to the defending figure. Okay, so that changes things a little bit. That makes these guys more powerful, for sure. And then you do want Solborgs on your team. If an Omnicron repulsor you control successfully defends against an attack by a Solborg figure, you must roll the 20-sided die. If you roll a 14 or higher, the attacking figure must immediately end its turn, and all order markers must be removed from its army card or cards if your opponent has more than 1 common army card for that figure. Huh. Well, I can see some power in this, and they're only worth 40 points. So I definitely think they at least need to be B tier. The targeting beacon ability is really powerful as well. So where should they go? A or B tier? Someone's definitely going to let me know in the comments, I'm sure. But for now, I am not too sure where to put them, and I'm actually going to drop them into B tier, I think. Let's do B tier. Moving on, we have the Axe Grinders of Burning Forge. Now, my biggest complaint so far with this wave is the amount of text on these cards is kind of obnoxious. But 4 of these guys to the card, they have 1 life each. Range 1, attack 3, defense 3 for 70 points. They have Dwarven Strategic Bonding. Before taking a turn with the Axe Grinders of Burning Forge, you may first take a turn with any dwarf hero you control. Well, that's pretty cool because there are actually now 3 or 4 dwarf heroes, I think, in Heroscape. If you did not take a turn with any dwarf hero you control, add 2 to the Axe Grinder's move number. That's really cool as well, that there's an alternate option for not actually using the bonding. Then they have Fearless Advantage. An Axe Grinder of Burning Forge rolls an additional die when attacking or defending against large or huge figures. They have Climb 2. When moving up or down levels of terrain, the Axe Grinders of Burning Forge may double their height. I think these guys are A tier. I mean B tier. I think this is a solid B tier unit. Again, champion bonding is really good, and they're powerful against large and huge figures. But next up, we have the Protectors of Olar. There's 3 of them to the card, 1 life each. They move 4 spaces, range of 5, attack 3, defense 3 for 110 points. They have the ability Combined Arbalist. When attacking with a Protector of Olar, roll 1 additional attack die for every wound that has been inflicted on the defending figure this turn by Protectors of Olar you control. So that could be pretty powerful when you are teaming up these guys against a specific enemy. If you got, if you got 2 wounds on it from the other guys at minimum, then you get to add 2 to the attack of the last guy. I don't know. I'm sure people are going to argue with this, but I think that's A tier worthy. And of course, they have flying, we know. But I think that's A tier worthy. I can see the value in that ability personally. Next up here, we've got the Morrow Dividers. There are 3 of them on the card. They have 1 life each. They move 5 spaces, range 1, attack 3, defense 3 for 50 points. They have the ability Cell Divide. When a Morrow Divider you control receives 1 or more wounds from a normal or special attack by an opponent's figure, you may roll the 20-sided die before removing that figure. If you roll a 17 or higher, ignore any wounds that figure just received, and, if possible, place 1 of your previously destroyed Morrow Dividers on a same level space adjacent to the defending Morrow Divider. So that's pretty cool. It gives us our classic Morrow feel, just like the Morrow Warriors. You can actually revive the old previously destroyed Morrows. Now, of course, in this lore sense, they're actually dividing, and maybe that's what happens in the other one. I don't remember, but they also have self-replicating. Morrow Hive cannot rebirth Morrow Dividers with its Morrow Rebirth special power. This is a decent little Morrow unit here, I would think, but with my experience with the Morrow Warriors, it's going to be pretty hard to pull it off, honestly. But let's see. The stats, attack 3, defense 3, solid for 50 points. B tier. I also think it's weird how they keep saying wounds that they gain, but I don't know. They only have 1 life each. I'm a little confused by that, but B tier. I don't think it's higher than that. Moving on, we're getting to our heroes now. We have Kumiko. She has 3 life, moves 6 spaces, range of 1, attack 3, and defense 5 for 80 points. That's a lot of defense. She has Ninjutsu Barrage special attack. And again, another ninja that's not Einar. I find that interesting. Range 1, attack 3. Instead of moving and attacking normally with Kumiko, you may move Kumiko up to 3 spaces. Kumiko can attack up to 3 times with Ninjutsu Barrage special attack at any point before, during, or after this move, as long as Kumiko is on a space where she could end her movement. Kumiko cannot attack the same figure more than once in a single turn. That's pretty crazy though. She can attack up to 3 times, and her attack is 3. That's a decent, like, average attack. She also has Phantom Walk, which we all know what that does at this point. Kumiko has to be A tier, if not higher. I could see that being really powerful, and she has high defense to balance it out too. So she's a tough unit. Now we have Brave Arrow. He has 4 life, 5 move, range 1, attack 4, defense 3 for 50 points. He has the ability Tracking. While moving, Brave Arrow may add 2 to his move number. If he does, he cannot attack this turn. He has Scout Melee Attack Enhancement. All friendly scouts adjacent to Brave Arrow receive an additional attack die when attacking a figure adjacent to them. So the Mohican River Tribe and Brave Arrow, you're not going to play either of them without having each other. They feed off of each other too much. They're too powerful as a unit together. But then he has Concealment 10. If Brave Arrow is targeted and receives 1 or more wounds from an attacking figure who is not adjacent, you must roll the 20-sided die. Count the minimum number of spaces between the attacker and Brave Arrow. Add this number to your die roll. If you roll a 16 or higher, ignore any wounds Brave Arrow just received. Wow, that's pretty powerful against a lot of, like, the 10th Regiment of Foot or some of the longer range guys. I want to say A tier. He's only worth 50 points, though. That seems really strong. And he has 4 attack. Wow. And he buffs the River Tribe. S tier, guys? Is it S tier? I think he's S tier if you have the River Tribe, and A tier without. That's what I'm going to say. But next up, we do have one that probably is S tier, Tolbach Ra. He has 6 life, moves 5 spaces, range of 1, attack 4, defense 4 for 130 points. His abilities are Mind Blast Special Attack. It has a range of 3, attack 3. Tolbach Ra does not need clear line of sight to attack with Mind Blast Special Attack. He has Teleportation. Instead of moving Tolbach Ra normally, you may choose any empty space that is on the same level and within 10 spaces of Tolbach Ra. Place Tolbach Ra in the chosen space. When Tolbach Ra starts to teleport, if he is engaged, he will not take any leaving engagement attacks. Wow, that's a really good ability. That is a really good ability. When Tolbach Ra receives 1 or more, this is teleport reinforcements, receives 1 or more wounds from an opposing figure's normal or special attack but is not destroyed, you may choose 1 friendly Morrow Squad figure for every wound Tolbach Ra just received. Place the chosen figure on any empty spaces adjacent to Tolbach Ra. If the teleported figures are engaged, they will not take any leave-in engagement attacks. This is pretty powerful. I feel like he's a staple for Morrow armies. And I don't know, guys. Is that S tier? I'm going to say A tier. I don't think it's quite S tier because it's good, but is it that good? I don't know. But now we have Meagle Ironwill. He has 5 life, moves 5 spaces, range 1, attack 2, defense 4, 110 points. He has the ability Deadly Strike. When attacking with Meagle Ironwill, each skull rolled counts as an additional hit. That's a great ability that it seems like dwarves have. Also, 1 shield defense. When rolling defense dice, if Meagle Ironwill rolls at least 1 shield, the most wounds Meagle Ironwill can take for this attack is 1. That's insane. And he has Climb 2. Okay, people, you guys are going to argue with me. I already know that most people probably, like, this is not an S tier competitively. I guarantee it. This is not on the list. But I think it's S tier. It's that defense ability. That is so powerful in my opinion. And the Deadly Strike, I mean, with the new dwarf unit we have seen from the Age of Annihilation stuff, that ability is powerful, but he has, if his is a different name, well, I have the card right here. It is called Chain Axe. Okay, it's not the same ability, but Deadly Strike is a good ability. Okay, moving on, we have Atlaga the Kyrie Warrior. He has 4 life, moves 5, range of 5, attack 4, defense 3 for 90 points. He has Kyrie Leadership. All Kyrie you control except Atlaga move 1 additional space. That's cool and all, but not really that amazing. He has Olar's Bolt of the Wither Wood. After moving and before attacking with Atlaga, you may choose any opponent's figure within 5 clear side spaces of Atlaga. Roll the 20-sided die. If you roll a 1 through 15, nothing happens. If you roll a 16 or higher, the chosen figure is destroyed. Atlaga may attempt to use this power only once per game. So this is a pretty good chance of rolling this. It's not the best, but it's not a bad probability. But you can only do it once per game, which of course it would be broken if they allowed it to be more. And then he has flying. I think he's like not terrible, but I'm gonna put him in B tier. And honestly, I don't think any unit from this wave is worthy of being an F tier. So that's our tier list. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed that video, hit the like button and go check out my other tier lists on this channel. I've got a whole playlist full of them where I go through every single release of Heroscape up to this point so far, doing tier lists of the units and ranking them by my first impressions from reading the card. As we go on, we will be continuing to do the tier list with all of the new units, and yeah, it should be fun. Hit the subscribe button if you want more Heroscape content, because I do a video every single day for lore, playthroughs. We do miniature painting videos, map building, tier lists, anything you could want for Heroscape, we've got it on this channel. And thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next video.